Wasabi! What's happening, you guys? Alright, today is the 30th of July. What's that, Tuesday? Coming up on 1 p.m. Alright, we are currently heading eastbound on Interstate 40 in Arkansas. In between Clarksville and Russellville. We're going to be picking up a load in Russellville at one of the Americold facilities. There are at least 3 Americolds in Russellville that I know of. The one we're going to be going to today is the same one that I've been to the last couple of times. I've previously vlogged it, but I figured, you know, it's not a Walmart DC, and which are like practically dime a dozen as far as the layout, so I tend to not really want to post Walmart vlogs, except maybe Colton, but even then, yeah, I've got to get you caught up, though. You guys know from after my last video, yeah, I ended up delivering in Lenexa, Kansas, Shaw Industries. Then ran up to Sioux City, Iowa to pick up my reload of Smithfield pork going to California. That one went to, what was that, Lancaster, California. It's about 70 miles from my home. It's in the Antelope Valley area of LA County. I think it's LA County. It might be Kern there, but yeah, I think it's LA. But anyway, yeah, that was, it was pretty nice, actually. I wasn't supposed to deliver until the same night that I had my 2 medical appointments on the 25th. And I knew it was going to interfere with the second of those 2 appointments. And the first appointment, I was getting an endoscopy exam. And I was told by the doctors, the doctor on that one, no driving for the rest of the day after I get that done, because they had to basically put me out for that. So anyway, I ended up asking my DM about, you know, options there. Hey, can any chance you can see about getting me a drop or swap, or like maybe either drop it in San Bernardino, or maybe I get over there and I can swap with somebody who's delivering later or earlier, whatever the case might be, or something, or say heck, even maybe see if the CSR can get arrangements where I can deliver early, because I was going to be there on the 23rd. So, and to my surprise and delight, I ended up finding out they got me rescheduled to the 23rd. So it was great. I got the load delivered myself. Got an extra day off that I wasn't really planning on, and yeah, it went well. Delivery went well. I like going there. The girl in the receiving office there is very friendly. I'm not saying flirty. I'm just saying very professional. Very great personality on her. They got a real asset in her there. Anyway, I ended up getting, doing my home time, and on the 26th, I picked up a load at Colton, California, for those of you guys who might be newer to my channel and are not really familiar. Also jumped my son on the truck with me at the time, because I had to take him back to his mom in Oklahoma, so because he's got school started up pretty soon. So I went down to Colton to pick the load up. Oh my God, that was a nightmare of a load, through and through. So I may preface it with, my house to Colton is a 45-mile drive. Very easy trip. Not so easy when you have a truck fire at the southbound Cajon Pass way station entrance that is causing a 30-plus minute delay. So it took me over an hour and a half to get from my house to Walmart in Colton, and it usually takes me about 50, maybe 55 minutes in my truck, somewhere in that ballpark. And so it was a bit of a rough trip there. And then on the way out, you know, I normally would have been taking, yeah, because it was a Friday evening, I normally would have been taking I-10 across over to Phoenix and then work my way up the small roads up to Holbrook, you know, via Payson and what's going on up there? Okay. Saw some brake lights going on up there and was wondering what the hell was going on. Let me get this zoomed in for you guys too. Before we go, by the way, before we get to the Americold, I need to wash out my trailer first. I'm going to use the truck wash that's right behind the Flying J on the other side of 40 off the same exit that I need anyway. We have an account with them, or at least JCT did. I believe Hirschbach does too. Anyway, going back to that though. Yeah, 10 would have been the normal route I wanted to take, but I had already made plans. You know, I'm going to go back up to the house and have dinner with my wife. We some of that OS&D pork ribs that I brought home from that Lancaster delivery. I think I talked about that in there. Yeah, I ended up getting like 5 cases of pork ribs. I gave one of them to the gas attendant at the Rocket gas station that I parked my truck right by, and then my wife gave a couple more cases to one of her friends, and then we kept the other 2. Well, there's like six racks of ribs on each one of them, and like, you know, our drop freezer's always full, so like, let's put a dent in this stuff. So we made a rack of ribs during my time off there, and oh man, those things were good. You know, that was you know, because they were pre-cooked, you know, and then we had like some boysenberry barbecue sauce that we put on it the first time. Oh my God, those things were good. Then I decided, you know, like, so after I picked up the load, I figured let's just put another dent in the ribs and have some more. So she makes another rack of ribs, and I stopped by the house. Well, of course, because I got slowed down on my way down to Colton, I ended up having to do the Cajon crawl back up because it's Friday night. Yeah, and then I realized when I'm going up the pass, I see a sign there, an electronic sign in the pass saying I-15 North was closed at Afton Road, which is about 20 miles or so south of Baker, California, in between Barstow and Baker. And they were telling everybody to take an alternate route. I'm like, great. And so I-15 there, everybody's going up to Vegas or Salt Lake City area or Denver or whatever. And there's no good route around it. There's no good detour around it in the immediate area. So the only good way to get around it is to take I-40 across. Well, guess what? My load happened to need to be going across 40 itself. For my own, because my customer's right here on I-40. I was taking it to the Walmart here in Clarksville, and man, that turned out to be a nightmare. You know, I saw the traffic delays on 40 on the map before I even left the house. I really considered taking State Route 18, State Route 247, and State Route 62 over to US 95, and then take 95 up to 40. But my Google Maps was suggesting that staying on 40, in spite of the delays, was supposedly still going to be 15 minutes faster. Yeah. No, not even a chance in hell. So, 90-mile round trip from my house to Colton back to my house. Another 35-mile trip to I-40, about 35-mile trip to Barstow, I-40. Now, so we're talking 125 miles. And I ended up giving up with about an hour left on my clock, about the 89-mile marker in California. So I barely made it 200 miles on a full shift. It was that bad. You know, even the next morning, when I finally finished the 10-hour break, it still took me an hour and a half to get from the 89-mile marker to where it cleared up on the other end of the road construction area at the 101. So 12 miles took me an hour and a half to do, even a day after. All this was caused by a truck that crashed on I-15 that had lithium batteries in it. and the batteries were like they were really large and heavy, and they were burning, so they couldn't really do anything with them except let them burn out. And I know some of the Barstow residents on my Barstow Facebook group or some of the area residents there were actually complaining about having some symptoms possibly from the fumes from that fire. So anyway, yeah, that was a nightmare of a day. And then the next day I ran from there over to Casablanca, New Mexico, one of my favorite stops. I was planning on running to about Moriarty. I had the clock to reach Moriarty, but I was starting to get tired there before I got. And I know that there's a better chance I could find parking at Dancing Eagle, and I knew I was going to need another stop regardless. So I said, screw it, I'm going to go ahead and stop here and call it a day. The next shift, start running from Moriarty, not Moriarty, but Casablanca. I was going to run out to Oklahoma to drop my son off, and then continued, somewhere. I was hoping to end up somewhere in eastern Oklahoma. I ended up detouring down to where my son lives to drop him off, because it was well after his mom and her husband got off work. It was like 1:30 in the after 1 in the morning when I was getting into the area. So, and part of that was also because on that shift we got stopped for 2 hours in between Moriarty and Clint's Corner, New Mexico, because of a truck that rolled over and was blocking the eastbound lanes. And it was so soon after, before I got there, that there weren't even any first responders on the scene yet when I got stopped in it. I got stopped right at about a mile away from it, so it probably happened a few minutes, about maybe 5 minutes before I got to it. Okay, right here at exit 84 is when we're going to get off at. It should be, yeah. All right. Yeah, I haven't even been paying attention there, but I know 84 is the one I want. There's a pilot right over here, and then the Flying J on the other side. So anyway, yeah, we got stuck for over 2 hours sitting in that mess. And in case you're wondering if I have any info on the nature of that crash, not exactly, but I don't know what ultimately caused it, but I can tell that the truck went into the soft left shoulder and hit like kind of like a rut part or whatever on the on the asphalt there, and ended up basically suddenly veering over to the right and overturning onto its driver's side. Injuries were bad. I can't see around this truck here. Injuries were bad enough that I don't know if it was 1 or 2 people in there, but come on. I'm not going to take no for an answer on this. You got to stop anyway, dude. So don't sit there and bitch at me for that. You just got to be stopped right behind the truck there anyway. So, anyway, yeah, so if I had to guess, I don't know, maybe the driver was distracted or something, or fell asleep, or you never know. It was definitely not a left steer tire blowout, because after they finally got the roadway cleared, well, just enough where we could go by on the right shoulder, the tractor was off on the right side on the soft shoulder. Don't try to come out, because I'm not stopping there. And the trailer got dragged off on its side into the median, which I expected would be the case. And everyone was saying, "Yeah, you're going to be there a long time. You might as well go to sleep or whatever." Like, dude, it's not going to be that long. It's going to be a while, but it's not going to be that long. It's like, I've seen these truck crashes before, and it's exactly what happened there. Is what I usually see is they'll just they don't always disconnect the tractor. A lot of times they keep the tractor hooked up, and they'll just drag the entire unit over to the median or the shoulder and out of the way enough so traffic can go by, and then they'll work on uprighting it after they get the lanes cleared. And that's exactly what happened there. But the bobtail, the left steer tire was in perfectly good shape when I went by. I could not see the right side steer tire, so that kind of rules out tire blowout for the most part. And if it was the right steer tire blowout, it would have likely gone the other way, not to the left. You know, at this rate, I think I'd be better off going in the main bay because there's nobody in there. Yeah. Hey, he's opening, he's letting me go into bay 2. Turned out to be a good button to turn there. Trailer lined up pretty good. Alright guys, we are done washing out here now. I don't need to worry about pre-cooling the trailer just yet because it is expected to be a drop and hook pickup. So we're going to go ahead and leave the reefer unit off. I'll let Americold tell me whether they want me to start pre-cooling it or just drop it. Now, the first time I came here to this particular Americold, I got there early. And it was a good thing I did because they said they didn't have any of our trailers to preload other people with. And also my load was also ready to go by the time before I even, actually it was just about done when I got there, so, in a different trailer. So they told me, they were like thrilled when I showed up when I did because they told me I could just go ahead and dock it into one of the dock doors right there by the guard shack. And drop my trailer, go over to the office, check in, and grab my other trailer and check back out. Yeah, it worked out great that time. And in that case, of course, I needed to start the reefer unit. The second time I went there, though, I remember my load wasn't ready yet, and I ended up coming over here to the pilot to wait for several hours. I think actually at least 10 hours. I think I was there early, but I don't remember when the load was ready relative to when it was supposed to be ready. I just know I usually show up to drop and hooks early. Today I chose not to, only because I had an opportunity to get a full 10-hour break in between my docking in early this morning at Walmart in Clarksville, and you know, really just enough time to do a 10 and come back over here. I have a 1400 pickup. Look at that thing tracked really nicely around that corner. Okay, Elmira, or whatever that street's called, it's one of these lights up here. I think that might be the first one. That's where we're going to be turning left at, and then right up there on the right's the shipper. I don't know if there's too much I can really say as far as intel about the place. It's got the guard shack, and yeah, if you're if you're drop hooking and your load's not ready, they're not going to want you staying on the lot. They'll have you just go over to pilot. Pilot has the bobtail section, so yeah, this is Elmira. I'll bet you these guys say I call it Elmira or something, but I call it Elmira. Anyway, Alright, so don't worry about that sign there. We're not going that far. We're going to be turning right here at this next, or actually where that truck is up there. Where the flags are at, and there's an Americold logo right there, that Steven's truck. We're going to follow him in. I know there's someone following me, but I'm not going to be able to get on that. Dude, Stevens, you need to pull up further so I can get out of the road. Hey, Stevens, can you pull forward so I can get out of the road? Forward. Alright guys, we are getting dock door assignment, door 56, which is down on the, should be down on the other end. Alright, so yeah, we'll dock in, then we'll come back over to the receiving shipping office, which is right over here. And figure out what to do, what else from there. Alright, yeah, they do need doors open. The last door here, 44. So probably gonna dock in over near where that white Peterbilt's at. This isn't also a shipping office, is it? Okay, yeah, 56 is gonna be right by that white 579. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get my doors open real quick. Alright guys, so it turns out I don't even have to open my doors. If you're docking in over on the other side, you do need them open, but over on this end, I guess the building is newer. And it's set up where you don't need to open your doors. So, I'm going to go over here. Well, there's actually a blink between, so instead of 50, I would go to 58 because I'm setting up with my Tandem's back. I would normally go up to the end of 58 before I start my setup, but since there's a blank there, well, a personnel door in between 56 and 57, going to the end of 57 instead. Catch it on time. Tandems are right where I want them, but I don't want them to overshoot, so I'm going to go ahead and pull forward so I can off track in the other direction to keep them where I want them. Perfect, right there. Come on, don't abort a creep mode. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get checked in. I'm going to get a fill out this paperwork here, and then we'll check in and let you know what's going on next. I don't know if I'm doing a live load here or if it's dropping hook. It was supposed to be a live, but a drop hook, but shit. Might not be ready yet though. yeah, this is indeed a drop and hook. The load is ready to go too. So I already spotted my loaded. Oh man, good thing I'm not dyslexic, because the trailer number that I'm picking up is right here next to this Creek truck. And it's the exact same digits as the one that I just dropped. The only thing is the last two digits are in the opposite position. That's it. I just dropped 40334. We're picking up 40343. Go figure. So speaking of, with similar trailer numbers, I can definitely tell a vlog about that one. A couple of experiences I've had with that. Maybe on the next video I'll go ahead and talk about that one if I can remember to do so. Let's get this hooked up. Alright, yeah, we got a good connection there. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-trip this one, and we'll be on our way in a bit here. Alright guys, we're done pre-tripping this trailer. Let's go check you out now. I don't know what KLM's got going on, but he's evidently not in a big hurry, so I'm inclined to go around him, but I'm going to wait till there's room there first. Go around him here. There's room now. I'm in yard move. I'm not going to sit there and creep to avoid using on-duty time. So, alright. So we checked out the guard shack. It is a little over 40,000 pound load, so I'm definitely going to want to scale it. I think I was on the 32,000, 32 and a half range on the drives when I was about to pull out of the spot. So if I assume that I'm around 75,000 pounds gross and 11 and a half on the steers, that should put me about 44 or so. So it should be around 30,000 on the tandems if I had to guess. But we're going to scale it anyway because the pilot's right there, right next to the freeway. There's no reason not to. Alright guys, let's get out of here now. Got the map up there for you guys to see where we're going and how far it is. So we're going to be going to the Walmart Distribution Center in Bedford, Pennsylvania. Now Bedford is right about halfway between Pittsburgh and the Harrisburg area, right in the central PA. In fact, it's right where the Penn Turnpike, which is I-76, and I-99 meet up. So we've got 4. Alright, it's going to be my first time going to that particular DC, but it's a Walmart DC, so odds are I'm probably not going to vlog it. And I'll just probably, because I got tons of clips content to work on my clips channel anyway. I already have plenty of clips content ready to go public on that channel as well. If you guys haven't seen that channel yet, it's Scott Zane Trucking Clips. Every Monday through Friday, every day, I post, and it's always at 5 a.m. Pacific time. I always post basically a small compilation, usually a 10 to 15 minute long compilation of anything I see or encounter that's worth attention, at least to me. Remember, some of it's meant to be educational in nature for the four-wheelers, for the general motoring public, people who like to watch my channel, who want to learn what are some of the things that you do that drive me crazy, or what are some of the interesting things I encounter on the road, or or whatever, or truck backings as well, because there are always less experienced truckers, or even experienced truckers who just aren't good at backing, who maybe want to get some little tips and whatever on truck backings. Just watching little clues there can help. Whatever it is, it's some people might call me a road rager as well. I talked about it in my other video. Now, I'm not a road rager, guys. I don't go sitting there challenging people to fights. In fact, a couple of years ago, I had a Witt Brothers driver trying to challenge me to a fight, and I basically told him I'm not stopping my truck just for him, and that he should consider waiting until he gets to Amarillo to meet me there if he really wants to, and that would be several hours later. And if he still wanted to fight me, then I'll be at such and such truck stop. But I'm not stopping my truck just for him. So, dude, I'm not a road rager. I might be pretty animated in the way I vent about some of the things that other people do, but I don't know what that SUV's doing there. I'll just wait. But yeah, I know some people aren't gonna like the way I react to stuff, but too bad. It's not your cup of tea. It's not your cup of tea. It's not a reason for you to want me to be fired by my company or whatever else. Or like I said, I don't cause accidents. I don't get involved in accidents. I got a family to think of. They always come first, and I'm not gonna do stuff that'll get me thrown in jail. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm not stupid. Okay, I know truckers are generally thought of as stupid, but we're not all stupid. I'm college educated, retired military, so, and I don't need to really brag about where my IQ is at. But we'll just say it's up there. And like I said, I got enough sense to not do stupid things. Anyway. We're going to come over here to the pilot and scale the load, and then we'll call it a day, right? As long as it checks out good, we'll be done. It's a 1,040 mile trip from here to Bedford. The route I'll be taking will be I-40 across to Nashville, and then I-65 up from Nashville to Louisville, Kentucky, and then I-71, I-71 from Louisville up through Cincinnati and to Columbus, Ohio. And then across I-70 from there, and then into Pennsylvania, and then we'll get on I-76, also known as the Penn Turnpike there in Pennsylvania. So, and then right there where 76 and 99 meet up is where my customer's at. Alright guys, so we're just a tad overweight on the tandems. I have them at the 40 feet 6 inch mark right now. Not a big deal there. There are some states that have axle length limits between here and there, but the limit is 41 feet to the center of the axle group, which is actually 43 feet to the rear axle. So I'm just going to go ahead and slide the tandems back. Now, as you see there, it's 3,500 pounds off. So if I go back 2 feet, that'll put my axles right at a pretty good balance with each other. I'm not even going to bother scaling it. I know if I go 2 feet back from where I'm at right now, I'll have them really good balance. I only need to go one hole back because it's a 6 inch old trailer. Every hole is 375 pounds per hole on the 6 inch old trailer, the whole pattern. So, yeah, I just need one hole back to be legal, but if I want better balance, every 1,500 pounds, slide back 1 foot, which is 2 holes on a 6-inch old trailer or 3 holes on a 4-inch old trailer. Might want to know, make sure you know the difference. Might even double check to see what this guy has, just in case. If you're not really familiar, I'll show you. Alright, we're going to get a slide tool out here to get the slide release pulled first at that plunger right there. Okay, I want to go 4 more holes back. So right there's the hole that I would have to pin in right now if I were not through 1, 2, 3, 4. So right by this bulkhead, 1, 2, right there. All right. Now this guy has 6-inch holes, so if you see that hole pattern there, that's 6-inch. I'm sure there are trucks here that have 4. This guy has 6 though, so I can't really show you a good example here. You know what, guys? Before we go, I'm gonna, just so I can show you how well that math works out, I'm gonna go ahead and get back on the scale and reweigh it. That way, also, if I end up having to swap or drop it somewhere, which I doubt I will need to, but you never know. If I do need to swap it, I'd rather show somebody a scale ticket that's definitely legal and not have to worry about telling them, hey, this is overweight by 240 pounds, but that was when my tandems were 2 feet forward of where they are now. So we'll go ahead and get back on the scale and show you how they work out. Then we'll end the video. Alright, tandems are really far back, getting further back, so you definitely got to be more wary of that yellow post over there. Now we're good. So something for you guys who are newer truckers or going to be truckers. Watch, go back and watch this part of the video where I was making that turn and watch where my attention was turned. I had them glued to the flat mirror over there. The flat in the convex mirror. I don't have them looking in this direction. I can let my peripheral vision worry about where the tractor's going. Or I can glance real quickly over here and then quickly go back to staring down at my mirrors. Anytime the trailer's off tracking, you should be looking in whatever direction the trailer's off tracking to. You get that good habit there, you'll never have an accident. Okay. Maybe bend the curve a little bit there. This pilot can be a pain in the ass to get in and out of, or out of mostly. Wait for the truck to settle on the plates. So it should be just a little tail heavy compared to the drives, if I'm not mistaken. Shouldn't be far off though. Just like I said, right there on the muddy, off by a little heavier on the tandems by about 400, actually 340 pounds. So really well balanced. I can't get it any closer, because if I slide back one more hole, it's going to take 375 or so off of the drives and put it onto off the tandems and put it onto the drives. So they'll overshoot each other and be right back in the same position they're in now, but in the other direction. So exactly as I said, every 1,500 pounds, slide a foot for best balance. And then if you want to be legal, just get it below 30, at or below 34,000. All right. So all right, I'm gonna call this one a day. Otherwise, though, we'll go ahead and get on to I-40. Probably get somewhere, I don't know. All right, yeah. Okay, yeah. Hopefully, I can run most of those miles. I don't really want to run too late in the night, but at the same time, I want to be able to get there in 2 shifts, ideally. So doesn't bother me if I get there a little late. Or yeah, I'll get to my wherever I shut down at tonight on the late side. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and appreciate the feedback I also got on that last video. There was a couple of really good responses on there, and I really thank you guys for that. To those of you guys who did say that, did give feedback. Anyway, we'll probably see you maybe when we're picking up the next load, right? I have no idea where it's going to be. Because I'm not likely going to vlog the Walmart delivery. So we'll see you guys somewhere in the general area of Pennsylvania. I don't know where though. Okay, we'll see you. Have a good day.